I'm Rita. Welcome back to my booktube channel, Life Worth Reading. Let's just get this out of the way. I've been sick the whole week. I had a really bad case of tonsillitis. I have fever, really bad sore throat, some coughs as well, and so my voice is not as it usually is. It's probably a bit more raspy. I can't talk as loudly as I usually do, so I hope that you can still listen to this well. I hope that it doesn't bother you a lot that my voice is not like it usually is. So today I'm filming a book haul, and that is very exciting because I checked, and the last book haul that I ever did on my channel was in May of 2021, and we're now in April of 2022, so it's been almost a year since I've hauled books on my channel. I have been, in the last year since then, I've been very cautious with the books that I buy. I've been reading a lot of ebooks instead, and this year I just found my local libraries more, and so I've been really careful with buying books, but I have accumulated 11 that I want to talk to you about. I will be dividing this haul into categories, and the first one that I want to talk about is the 4 books that I got kind of for my birthday. So my birthday was in December, and my brother got me a coupon for me to buy some online books, and I did. I went kind of crazy and I bought 4. And I want to show you because those are the only brand new books that I have. The other ones are library books and then secondhand books, because I love buying secondhand books. And without further ado, let's just get into the haul and talk about all the new books that I got in the last couple of months. Like I said, the first 4 books are books that I got brand new for my birthday. I kind of went crazy because I hadn't bought new books in a long time since before then. And so the first one that I got is a book that I've been meaning to read for a long time, and I'm kind of scared. But that is Elatsoe by Darcy Littlebadger. I've been meaning to read this book for the longest time, and this edition is so beautiful. It's the hardcover. I splurged a little bit. And this book is about Darcy, that is an indigenous child that lives in this parallel universe America, where there are actually where there's actual magic and all of that, and she can raise the ghosts of dead animals, which is why I think there's so many dog wolves on the cover. And basically her cousin gets murdered, and it comes to her to find out what happened to them and to solve this mystery and maybe appease the spirit. I'm not actually sure. A lot of people love this book, and I really want to love this book because hello, I got the hardcover, so I better love it. But it is a book that I'm very excited to read, and it's a beautiful book to add to my collection, so I am very happy with that. Next up, we have a book that is the reason why I am always so scared to buy brand new books, because this didn't go well for me, and that is Mrs. Death by Selena Godin. This is a book that has been very hyped recently, and the cover is beautiful. Let's discuss. It is beautiful. And this story is about Mrs. Death. That's the personification of death, of course, and she is a Black woman. And also she meets this other character named Wolf, and she tells him her life story. And I thought it would be such an interesting book, but this was such a miss for me. I am highly upset that I got this brand new. I DNF'd this after 30 pages. Listen, the reason why I DNF'd this, the writing, right? I had never heard of Selena Godin before. We have her here. She is a poet in the UK, and apparently she's very famous, and I'm very good for her. That's great, but this writing is not for me. Either I am too stupid to understand it, or it's one of those cases where it tries to be very intelligent out of the box, so original, and it doesn't have any substance. I think it's the latter, but I am open to assuming that I'm the dumb one always, so that's something to think about. But basically, the reason why this book didn't work for me was that the writing, there is no better way to describe the writing than say that it's very repetitive and very circular. I don't know if that's an actual term or if I'm making that up, but reading this book felt like being stuck in a circle where you just can't get out, and she's always repeating the same stuff. And it's always it's that type of writing that's and life and death and death and life and life and death, and then you die and then you live, and life and death and life and death. And it's just it felt like I was stuck on this wheel, and it was so tiring, and it didn't tell me anything. I didn't learn anything. I wasn't connecting. I wasn't oh my god, life and death, right? I wasn't struck by it. It meant nothing to me. And I was like, I cannot handle 300 pages of the same message over and over and over again. And then it has like this little poems throughout. And I do like poetry. I don't read a lot of English poetry. I read a lot more Portuguese poetry. So I'm very much more familiar with that. And it's a very different style of poetry. But yeah, I didn't understand. It didn't mean anything to me, and I'm highly upset that I got this brand new, but hopefully this will make someone else very happy. Next up, we got a book that is actually on my April TBR and that I am going to start reading soon, and that is The Wanted Future Witches by Alexia Harrow. I have been hearing about this book for like 2 years. Alexia Harrow has been a fairly popular author, I would say. What's her new book now? Spindle Splintered? But basically, this book sounds very interesting because not only is about witches, of course, but it also mixes the magic of witchcraft with the suffragette movement in the 19th century. And there is just something very, very interesting about that because I do love a good feminist story. I haven't read a lot about the suffragettes, and so I think that mixing that with the concept of witches can either go very well or very badly, but a lot of people love this book, so I'm going to assume that it's done very well. And also, I do like the cover. My boyfriend said they hated this cover, but I actually think it's kind of cute. I don't know. I'm very happy with this book, and I'm going to read it this month, and I hope that I love it because it's a chunky book. Like, this is over 500 pages, so I better love it. And the last book that I got from that little birthday splurge was Red at the Bone by Jacqueline Woodson. Now, hear me out. Having said all that, I think that this is and Elatsaway are the books that I'm most excited about that I got from that shopping spree, because Red at the Bone, I've been waiting to have this book physically. I don't know why. I've been meaning to read it for a long time, but like the ebook never felt right. And I love ebooks, but like the audiobook never felt like I wanted to have it in my hand. And now I finally do, and I am so excited to read this. I love a good short novella. I love a good family story. I love a good like family drama through the generations. And I think that Red at the Bone is going to deliver on all of that. And if you have read it, please let me know, because I am definitely so excited about this book. Next up, I do want to mention a brand new book that I got that was actually sent to me by the publisher, so thank you so much to them for sending this book, and it's Lizzie and Dante by Mary Bly. This book is also on my April TBR, and they just translated into Portuguese, which is this book, of course. And this book is just a summer romance set in Italy, and I need that in my life. I heard about this book because of Noelle Gallagher. She read it last year on like the summer, and she has like the cover displayed on her bookshelf, and she just made it sound like really cute, really good. The summer vibes are definitely there, and I am just so excited about it. So, and it was actually my first book ever sent by a publisher, which was a moment. It was a moment for me, I'm not gonna lie. And I am very excited to get to this book and see what I think of it. Now on to my next category, and that is all my crusty secondhand books. Listen, I love buying secondhand books. I am so guilty of that, and recently I have discovered Vinted, and Vinted has actively ruined my life because the amount of books I have saved on there to buy is astounding. I was waiting to this book haul when I had gathered a few more, but I am going to move kind of soon, and I already want to unhaul Mrs. Death. And so I just wanted to get these books out of the way, and maybe in a couple months I'll do another book haul with all my other secondhand books. But yeah, the first one that I have here was one that was on my March TBR and I didn't get to it, but that is Love After Love by Ingrid Prasad. I've been wanting to read this book since I think 2021 because of Pretty Ex Bookish, Noko Kanya. She makes amazing content over on Instagram, and she has been missing a bit on YouTube, but I really did love her videos, and she said that this was one of her favorite books of, I want to say maybe it was 2020, maybe, but it's set in the Caribbean, and I always love like reading about different settings, and it's just about family ties and relationships and friendships, and I want that, and I need that in my life. Is it a bit crusty? Yes, it is a bit, but honestly I got this for €2. So it's worth it to me. I'm excited. This is the first book that I got in this secondhand book haul, and you will see why I love buying secondhand books so much. Next up, I got a bundle of 3 books from the same person, and that is why I got this first, because when you buy multiple books from the same person, you have a discount in shipping, of course. And so I needed to get 3 books, and I got 2 that I was very excited about, and then I got 1 that I was like, that looks interesting. I know this author. I went on Goodreads and I was like, this debut actually has some fairly good reviews, so let's give it a try. And that is After You'd Gone by Meg O'Farrell. As you know, Meg O'Farrell is a writer of Hamnet. Okay, maybe you didn't know that, but she is. And I had no idea that she had been writing for such a long time. This book is from 2001. Yeah, this book is from 2001, and I had no idea that sis has been writing so much. And I had never heard about any of her other books outside of Hamnet and her memoir, I Am. But then I saw this and I was like, okay, I recognize this author. Let's go on Goodreads and see what kind of ratings this book has. And it actually had really, really good ratings. They said that this is a very strong debut. And since I want to read more from Meg O'Farrell, I thought, why not buy this? It was very, very cheap. I think it was like 1 or 2 euros as well. And it's about this girl named Alice, and she, like, at King's Cross, she like steps into traffic on like a busy London road, and nobody knows that if she did like on purpose or not. And she's like in a coma, and she can hear everything around her. So it's about that. I don't know. It's not the most original premise, let's be honest here, it's not, but the reviews really got to me, and I was like, maybe it is good, maybe it is really good, and I just don't know about it. So that's one that I got. Then from the same person, I got The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharp. Listen, I got this one. I don't know a lot about it, but basically I was at the bookstore with a friend of mine. She said she had read this book, and she said that she really, really loved it. And then when I saw this for like 4 euros, I was like, you know what, let's give it a try. It looks cool. And this story is about Nora, and she grew up with a con artist's mother. Okay, so they live like the life of deception, bank heists. Okay, I see bank heists, I see con women, I see my interest peaked. Let me know if you've read this one. This is a book that I don't know a lot about, and I know it's one of those books that's like, you know that it's out there, but you haven't heard all that much about it. And so you don't know if it's actually good or not. But let me know if you have read this one and what you think of it. It does sound interesting now that I've actually read like the whole synopsis. It does sound interesting, so I'm ready to give it a try. And then the last book that I got from this secondhand part of the video is Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. Now listen, this was my most stupid purchase. Yes, it was. Why? Because I haven't read the first one. This is a part of a Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy, and this is the second book, and I haven't read, nor do I own the first one. But hear me out. I saw this, it's in very good condition, and I just figured that having the second book would give me the motivation needed to finally read the first one. Does that make sense? Maybe not. That's what I thought would happen. We'll see if that actually does end up happening. But what do I know about this book? Not much. I haven't read the first one. And the last category, like in this haul, is my library books, because as I mentioned, I am moving. I am not moving too far, but I am moving into a location that I didn't used to frequent, and they have a very, very huge, amazing library. And I just went in there for the first time yesterday, and I already hauled 3 books because I could not contain myself. The library is amazing. It is so close to my house, so expect a lot of vlogs in there, and I'm going to go into there to work and all that, so I'm very excited about that. And I got a bit carried away, so I took 3 books. I loaned 3 books. Let's start with the least interesting one. This is a Portuguese anthology of short stories, so it's a lot of different authors. This book is old as hell. It's from 2003, I think. I don't know a lot of the authors on here. They are both Portuguese or Brazilian or and so there are all these short stories by different authors. And the reason why I got this is because I am trying to get more into short story collections, especially in Portuguese, because I'm trying to write my own short story for something. And so I kind of need to explore this genre more so that I know what to do with it, if that makes sense, like research kind of. And so I hauled this one. It's not very interesting, but it does look kind of cool actually. I kind of like it. But then the one that I got after that was Kazuo Ishiguro's Clara and the Sun. This is a Portuguese translation, and this book is actually relatively new, I think, at least in Portuguese. Yeah, it's from last year, so it's a very relatively new book, and I just had never read anything from Kazuo Ishiguro before. I don't know if I'm going to like it, and so therefore I've never bought any of the books. But when I started the library, I was like, you know what, why not? Like, why not give it a try? And so I think that everyone knows that Clara and the Sun is about this humanoid robot named Clara. Oh my god, am I making that up? No, she's like an artificial friend, and she goes into this store, and it's like about what it means to love. I don't know. I've heard amazing things about Kazuo Ishiguro. If I don't like it, it's fine. I'll just give it back. There's nothing for me to lose here. I'm excited. And lastly, probably my best library find. I got What Beauty by Anne-Marie McLemore. I have never read anything by this author before because they do a lot of magical realism, and I am still trying to figure out whether I like that or not, because I like The Inheritance of Ricchetta Divina, but there have been some other instances where I don't particularly love magical realism, and so it was just something that I didn't really know that I enjoyed. And it was just one of those books that I had seen around. I have seen this book around a lot, but it was just one of those that I was like, I'm not going to spend money on it because I'm really not sure if I'm going to enjoy it or not. And again, like, I saw it at the library and I was like, you know what do I have to lose? If I hate it, I'm just going to give it back. No money involved. That's why libraries are so great. And I did not know that they had such an amazing like English section, so that was a very big surprise. And I really don't understand what this book is about. The synopsis gives us nothing, barely nothing. Yeah, the synopsis gives me nothing. I can't really explain it. I don't know what it is about either, but I'm excited. And I have to read it this month because I have to read all this month so I can give them back to the library. So wait for my review in my April wrap-up. Okay, besties, it is now that time of the book haul where I try to hold all these books and they will not stay. They will fall. That's my guarantee. So these are all the books that I got. This is very heavy and I'm terrified that I'm going to drop all of this. But yeah, these are the 11 books that I got. Obviously 3 of them are library books, so I will be giving them back. But I am excited about my purchases. I hope that you enjoyed this book haul, and I hope that you have been getting some good books recently. And don't forget to show your local library some love, because I have been discovering my local libraries this year and I have been really enjoying that experience, so make sure to do that this year as well. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content, and I'll see you in my next video. I hope you have a nice day, and I remember that life is worth reading.